Okay, guys, welcome to Basic. So, you guys, today we're going to hopefully finish up multiplying fractions. um, so, I'm going to just wait maybe a minute. I got a little bit early, but if you can see, 3 steps when we're multiplying fractions is keep, change, and flip. And we'll talk about that in a second. Okay. All right, you guys, welcome. What we're going to work on today is just multiplying fractions, like I said. And the 3 steps that we'd use is you keep the first number, you change the operation to multiplication, then you flip the third fraction. So what does that mean? So if we have 7 over 2 divided by 4 over 5. Okay, so the first thing we want to keep the first one. So the 7 seconds is going to keep. We're going to change the division to multiplication, and then we're going to flip the third fraction. So this is going to be now 5 over 4. Okay. And then one thing you might want to do, can we cross cancel in this fraction? And we're going to look, and this one doesn't look like we can, because 2 won't go into 5 and 4 won't go into 7. So then what do? We just multiply right across. So 7 times 5 is going to be 35. And the 2 times 4 is going to be 8. And we get 35 over 8. Okay. And a lot of us will realize, well, that's an improper fraction because the top number, the numerator, is bigger than the denominator. So how do we get this? We have to get this into a mixed number. Whenever the top is bigger than the bottom, we divide the 8 into the 35. So if we divide 8 into 35, we know 8's going to go 4 times. 4 times 8 is 32. And the remainder is going to be 3. And this 3 always goes over this number. So it's going to be 4 and 3/8. Now keep in mind, you guys, that 35/8 and 4 and 3/8 are the exact same number. It's just sometimes they're going to ask you in the simplest terms. And whenever we see the top number is bigger than the bottom number, we know it's an improper fraction, and we're going to divide the denominator into the numerator, the bottom number to the top number. Okay. What I want to look at now is sometimes you'll get a problem like this, and, we'll have 20 divided by 3/5. And you might be like, well, that's not really a fraction. And you're right, it's not, but we can make a whole number a fraction real easy. All we have to do is put it over 1. So any whole number over 1 is going to equal itself. So even, 3 over 1, 2 over 1, 4 over 1, those all equal. 4 over 1 equals 4, 2 over 1 equals 2, and 3 over 1 equals 3. So if you ever see a whole number in like a division problem with a fraction, realize I can convert that to a fraction real easy. Excuse me. All I have to do is put it over 1. Okay. So remember here, if you can remember this, the steps are going to be K, F, C. Keep. Oh, excuse me. I got that as out of order. Keep, change, flip. So it's going to be K, change, flip. So keep, change, and I did it wrong again. So the F goes up here. So it's KFC, you guys. I keep doing that wrong. So it's KFC. I'm sorry. But you keep, flip, change. Okay, so we're going to keep the 20 over the 1. We're going to change the division to multiplication. And then we're going to flip the 5 over the 3. Okay. And the first thing we're going to look at is there any cross multiplication, cross canceling? There isn't. 3 doesn't go into 20 even, 1 will go into 5, but it won't change anything. So we just do a straight across. So 20 times the 5 is 100, and 1 times 3 is 3, okay? But what you guys probably noticed is, once again, we have an improper fraction. The top number is bigger than the bottom number. Okay, so when we get that, we're going to I've got to divide the denominator into the numerator. So if we do 3 into 100, 3 goes into 10 3 times. That's 9. 3 goes into 10 3 times again. And then there's going to be 1 left over. And the 1 would go over that. So that would be 33 and 1/3. Remember, though, this and this, they're exactly the same number. But the 33 and 1/3, it is just in its simplest form. Okay? Let's do another whole number here. Okay, say we have 16 divided by 13 over 4. Okay, so you're going to look and say this 16, it's a whole number, but I can make it a fraction just by putting it over 1. Okay, and then we're going to do the keep 16 over 1. We're going to change the division to multiplication. Then we're going to flip 4 over 13. Okay, and we might want to check, can we do any cross canceling? It doesn't look like it. Okay, so just multiply across. 4 times 16 is 64. 1 times 13 is 13. And we've got that improper fraction again. So we're going to have to do a little bit of reducing. Okay, and we're going to go, okay, 13 into 64 goes 4 times. And that's going to be 52. And 12 is left over, so it's 12/13. So we have 4 and 12 over 13. And remember, this and that are the same number. But a lot of times on the test, it's going to say simplest terms. So whenever you guys get that improper fraction, when the top number is bigger than the bottom number, all you need to do is just divide the bottom number into the top number. And maybe on the test, maybe this is the answer. If it's not, first thing you got to do, you got to basically simplify it. And then when you simplify it, you get 4 and 12/13. Let's do just one more without a whole number. So if we have, say we have 13 over 2 times, we'll say 1/5. Okay. So we're going to keep the 13 over the 2. We're going to change this to multiplication. And then we're going to flip the 5 over the 1. Okay. And we're going to see, can we do any cross canceling? We can't in this case. So it's just straight multiply across. 13 times 5 is 65. And 2 times 1 is 2. Once again, we have the improper fraction here. So we've got to divide the bottom number into the top number. So 2 into 65. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Bring the 5 down. 2 goes into 5 2 times. And there's 1 left over. So it's 32 and 1/2. And remember, you guys, like I said, this is the same as 32 1/2. It's the same number, but one's an improper fraction and the 32 1/2 is a mixed number. Okay, so once again, it just depends what the answer is. If 65 over 2 is there, great. If not, be like, okay, I might have to convert this improper fraction into a mixed number. And the mixed number you get is 32 1/2. Okay, So basically, just remember, you guys, whenever you have a whole number, like 7 divided by whatever, 2/3, to convert that whole number, that's 7, to a fraction, all we have to do is put a 1 over it. That's a real easy first step. If you see a whole number in a division or multiplication, you want to put it over a 1, and that just makes it a fraction. Doesn't change anything, but just by putting a 1 underneath it, you basically made it a fraction. Okay, so I'll post some practice for you guys. Hopefully you have a good day, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye.